Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we're here for another one of our 7 days, 7 finishes. And what I've got here, this was the startings of a little folio, and it's one of those tall folios. Hardly done any of these, only a couple. But I've obviously kind of started here with all the little bits and pieces that I was going to be using for this. But then I've obviously not finished it. So I thought, let's come along, get a ton of stuff done on this. And then, you know, it's another thing I can tick off of my list. Not that I have a list, because I'm not organised. I'm not organised enough to have lists. But definitely it's on my desk anyway. So it's going to be a good thing to get done. So I've just cut some lace in so that we can kind of get started with this. So obviously I've lined this. I think it was 3 tall envelopes that I've made it from, and I've lined it all you know, with this is the vintage desk set 2, I think. So sorry, I just cannot remember ever which one is which. I think this is set 2 papers, and I'm just going to tear this lace down so as to get rid of that header. Now just going to have a look and decide whether I want to have lace, because I like to have the lace to reinforce the folds. But I'm looking through, and what I've obviously done, I've cut bits. Oh look, I've even left it like that. So to have as pockets like that. So obviously for this one, definitely I couldn't go over the pockets because I've got a flap there, and otherwise it would just stop the flap from opening. But on this side I could, however, go over the top, but that might look really weird to have one over and one under. So let's just have another look. So I'll just cut this one down as well, and again just tear that header off. Oops, I just don't like that solid appearance of the header. So just want to see how it would look if I had one under, one over, whether that would look really strange. I think that would look okay actually. And then I've got other bits which I've also obviously cut ready as well. So sorry if you can hear my phone bleeping. My son's very excited, so I don't like to share his news, although to be honest I will share his news, because it's no doubt going to be ages after I film this that it goes up. Yeah, he's just got a job offer, so yeah, he's really excited, and he's messaging me, you know, and I'm so thrilled for him. Absolutely brilliant news. So yeah, I really am excited for him, but that's what he's texting about. So I might have to keep stopping the video to reply to him, because I don't want to look like I'm disinterested. Obviously, if he's, you know, when he's very excited, I don't want to then look like I can't be bothered to message or anything like that. Right, okay, so I'm just having a look to see how we're going to form these. So we could have it like that. Now obviously that lace is hidden, you know, you can't really see it, but it's not there really for decorative purposes. It's there to obviously you know, not solidify, but yeah, kind of like robust the fold. Now the other alternative, I could just have the lace on the outer side and maybe just have it on this side, and maybe that would work better. I think it will work either way, if I'm truthful. So yeah, let's just decide. So this one I'm going to have here, so I might just start by having this one maybe there. Now obviously I've got a flap there, and then I had left these in with the bundle of stuff as well, so could just take another one. In fact, what we could do is have, well, we could have a foldy up. So just going to cut this down. Like that. Okay, whoops. And then, yeah, just go there. And then I'm just going to fold it, oops, fold it over like that. Okay, just squish that down. Oh my goodness, I don't think I've made a very good job of squishing that, but never mind. So yeah, it looks okay, doesn't it? Okay, so we can have that one like that. I might have another pocket on here, I'm not sure. Let me just quickly reply to my son. So sorry about that. Right, okay, so I'm going to glue this one on here straight away. So, and I know I say this all the time, but if I remember, I do try and miter the corners in whenever I'm putting any sorts of flaps, really. Just because if I've then not cut them particularly well, it just kind of like makes them much neater when they tuck in. So like that. Okay, just squish that down. Okay, right, so that's that one. Now I probably want to cover this, but I'm not sure whether I want to cover it in sort of some of the papers that we've used. And I'm doing a mixture here of obviously the vintage desk set. I think it's set 2. Oh, hang on. Now you see I have noticed an issue here because I've put this here. That could well be in the way of that lace. Do you see what I mean? You've got to be so careful, haven't you? Oh, just about peel that back off. So that's just, in fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it narrower. Right, let's cut it down. Just so I can have hopefully that lace still down there. So let's pop it like that. Honestly, it's things like this that just, if you're not careful, you know, you then kind of get so far through and then go, oh no, you know, the lace isn't going to or sorry, the flap isn't going to work because the lace is covering it. So it's kind of yeah, a bit of forward planning that's required, really. So like that. So if I'm careful with that lace, how I put it down, it should be fine. But yeah, it wouldn't have been had I left it in its original size. So now I've got this flap here, which we can just glue down on here. Sorry, I think I was saying that I've mixed it with the pink patisserie, but obviously I then got completely sidetracked by that lace being or by that flap being too wide. So yes, I've mixed the vintage desk set, I think it is too, with the patisserie papers. I think these are in the again, I'm not sure whether these are the pinks and blues or the pinks and greens, but you would probably know if you have a look on my Etsy shop. So yeah, kind of unexpected papers to mix, to be honest, but I think they're looking quite pretty together. So yeah, it's quite fun mixing things up. I mean, I've talked before about my whole matchy, you know, issues and how much I struggle to not be matchy. But when I'm making a conscious effort, you know, to not be matchy, it is very fun. So yeah, must definitely try and get better. Right, now I'm having a look. So now you see, I'm now thinking, oh, I could have had another flap this side. Do you know, I'm actually thinking, shall we have a flap up here? So, oh gosh, which way have I cut this? I think I've cut that side. Like that. Oops. That piece of paper just flicked off into nowhere. Right, so I'm going to put this up here. Like that. And we just fold this down. I actually want it folding in the other way, so that was bad planning. I should have done that better. Okay. This card, it's not folding brilliantly. I could have done with a scoreboard. I don't have a scoreboard, although I do have my envelope scoreboard actually, and this is only a small piece. I could have used that, but yeah, I haven't really ever used a scoreboard, to be honest, so I'll probably struggle with how to use one. Right, so yeah, we can have that up there like that, that like that. So we've got like 2 flaps. We could have a flap at the bottom. I was kind of leaving that because I thought, oh, might have some lace or something hanging over at the bottom, but I don't know. Yeah, I might do. So we've got those like that. Now this one, we've got a pocket here and then a pocket like that. Now, do we want it like that or do we want it like that? Again, probably doesn't really matter which way round it is, but no, I think it's better that way. Right, so like that. Now, do we want to have another flap here? Honestly, I just want it to have a lot of different flaps because that's what makes it really lovely and interesting, I think, to look at. So let's have a look and see. Got some more of that lovely craft coloured card. Oh, and I did have this one as well. Oh, what was I going to be doing with this one? I have no idea what I was going to do with that. I mean, we could just have this as a big journal card, to be honest. Yeah, we could have it. Oh, hold on. Thinking now, instead of having a flap here, let's have one up here. Now, I wish that I'd have kind of noticed that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some paper here as a hinge. Now, this is crazy because actually, if I'd have done it like this in the first place, I wouldn't have had to add a hinge at all. Oh, do you know, maybe I will do that. Why am I adding a hinge when all I need to actually do is cover another piece of paper? Right, so let's do it like this. So like that. Oops. So yeah, these are from, I think it's like some 6x4 size cards, you know, like a card making kit, which they just, you know, lend themselves perfectly to be in flaps and things like that, in folios, in journals. And sometimes I just buy those card making kits for the envelopes because the envelopes are often really nice quality and it's often quite a good value way to buy them. And then obviously you have the card blanks, which, you know, otherwise would possibly go to waste. So if I can manage to use them in this way, then it's obviously making the most of it, isn't it? I don't like wasting things, so like that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm loving this, I must say. Very unexpected choice, like I say, of the papers, and yeah, not quite sure what made me do this on the day that I obviously had cut all the bits and prepped it. I mean, it's very eclectic sort of choices, but they are looking pretty good actually together, aren't they? So right. Oh, it's such a lovely sunny day outside, and I know I say this all the time, but I am filming this ahead, so who knows when this series is going to go up. It's been a bit stop-start filming it, so yeah, it might not go up for a while yet, but if it doesn't, I'm filming this, well, we're probably just coming to the end of spring, I suppose, now. So yeah, it's not guaranteed sunshine. Well, to be honest, let's face it, it's not even guaranteed sunshine here in the summer. Yep, definitely not, judging by last summer. That was no guaranteed sunshine. Oh, just no sunshine. Guaranteed or otherwise, just no sunshine. But yeah, I'm hoping this summer's going to be a lot better. But right, again, just going to mitre those in. Okay. Right. Okay, right. So it might be time to start sort of gluing some bits down, I think. I often hold fire on gluing things down because, you know, if I then have a change of heart and think, oh no, I don't want that there. Once I've glued things down, it becomes a lot harder to, you know, move things around. Right, I'm going to ink the whole thing up, I think, before gluing anything. And then ink again. Right, so I'm just going to ink the whole thing first, and then I'll probably ink the other bits as we go, but I just wanted to get some ink on the actual folio first, because when I've got flaps here on the sides and things, it's going to be a little bit harder to get to the edges. So I'll just quickly do it first, and then that's all done. I'm going to ink the other side as well because I want it all inked, obviously. So we just go around the whole thing like that. Looking good so far. Right. I do actually keep all my unfinished projects under my desk. And I say I do keep them under my desk. This is quite a recent thing. Actually, only since, sorry, I'm just getting a clean piece of tissue. Just since my X-Piles series, to be honest. So, yeah, since the X-Piles, I've been trying to keep them under the desk. Neatly on a shelf, because then they're, you know, semi-organised. Which, so far, I'm really liking doing that. I mean, previously they were just all over the place. And don't get me wrong, there are parts in my room that I've not even ventured into. Not ventured into. I mean, my room's not very big. So, of course, I've ventured into all of it. But I mean, piles I've not ventured into. Which I'm sure have unfinished projects as well. So, I mean, if this series goes down well and you enjoy it, maybe we will have another 7 days, 7 finishes. We'll just see how it kind of goes. So let me know what you think. Are you enjoying the series? Is it spurring you on to finish some of your projects? I mean, who knows? Maybe you don't have any unfinished projects, but if you do, is this helpful? If it is, you know, would you like some more of these types of series? Okay, right, so get inking that. And to be honest, once we've actually inked all the bits up, the papers are going to have a more seamless quality of the matching as well. So, you know, I mean, I thought they looked okay anyway, which, like I say, was very bizarre. But yeah, they kind of went quite well. But once they're inked, they sort of go even nice, you know, even more nicely. So, right, now, just need to be careful that that still folds in, because this is quite a tight squeeze. I'm just going to cut that down slightly, like that. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to just glue that there and that there. And then we'll have the lace on the other side to reinforce the fold, I think. So this one, going to just glue it like a belly band. So, you know, just on either side, not at the bottom. So then we've got the entire depth of the 2 pockets to put things in. Okay, so like that. Okay. Oh my goodness, hang on. Just slid that around a little bit. There we go. Okay, that one. And then this here. Okay, right, so that one's going to go like that, and that one like that. Yeah, I'm going to do it like that. So just this one we'll obviously glue on 3 sides. Oops. Like that. Okay. Because I'm not very experienced at doing these tall folios, you know, it's requiring quite a bit of thought of how to do this. I'm better with the full-size folios because I've made more of them. And I'm not in any way trying to say I'm an expert or anything like that. But, you know, obviously I've made more of them, so I'm a little bit more practiced with doing those. This one's requiring a bit more thought because it feels like it's a little bit out of my comfort zone. So, right. Oh, no, that's not that piece. Right, this one. So this one's going to be for the middle section, like that. And then I have got this here as a, you know, tentative sort of pocket, or I could have this, which is then sort of bringing this pattern or this paper in, which I really quite like that. So I think I'm going to do it like that. Now, can I see whether that's the same size? It's more or less the same width, but slightly wide. So I'm just going to take that down very slightly. Oh gosh, I mean really slight. Probably taken it too much already, but just so it's hopefully pretty much the same width. There we go. Yeah, okay, so that looks good. Right, so again, just going to ink this up. See, this is where it would have been easier really before I added that flap, and that's why I inked the base of the whole folio before we added that flap. Okay, like that. Whoops, like that. And then we'll just ink this one. Okie dokie. So this is printed on 230 GSM. These are envelopes which I've just made little pockets from and covered them with paper rather than the thick paper. And then I want some paper on here. So again, let's just have a look and see what papers I've got. So obviously really want to keep the theme of the pink going on now. I don't think, you know, that it would look very good if I now started adding even more stuff because, you know, although I think this does go quite nicely, I think if I added another pattern altogether or another paper altogether, I think that would maybe be a step too far. So, right, let's just see, maybe this. Okay, like that. Just to go on this flap here. Okie dokie. Oh, I literally can't wait to have finished all of my projects, to be honest, the 7 that I've got. It's going to feel like, I mean, not really a weight lifted off my shoulders because they weren't like in permanent view or anything like that. But you know, when you're sort of not bogged down with unfinished projects, because like I say, they weren't really, you know, I wasn't able to really see them on a, oh, folded down the wrong side, what an idiot. Because I wasn't like really seeing them on a daily basis. But you know, when you know they're there and it's like, oh, I need to finish those, this is going to feel amazing to think, oh, I have finished them. That feels awesome, you know. So yeah, I can't wait. Right, I'm just going to trim this down slightly more. Okay, and then just a little bit here. Okie dokie, right. Again, just quickly ink this before I even glue it down, I think. Okay. Right. Looking good. Now I'm gluing it on with the cake at the bottom because I may have, yeah, I may push a pocket on here. I don't know, but, you know, possibly. So I'll put it like that. Okay. Right. Okie dokie. Right. Just quickly spread that glue. See a little bit seeping out here, so I'll just catch that with my tissue. Right. Okay, loving that. And yeah, so this is going to stick down here and I want it as a top loading pocket. So glue, oops, glue on the 3 sides like that. Okay, right, now I quite like to fold the sides up when I'm gluing sort of in the middle, just so that I can check that it's not in the way of the folds, if that makes sense. So I want to make sure that it's going to fold in, and if I don't do that, I could end up where, you know, I've put it too far over or something like that. So it's just helpful to fold it in whilst you're positioning it. So double check, and yeah, it's all folding in fine. Okay, so liking how that looks. And then, right, let's just decide. So I'm just going to leave this here for a minute while we just, you know, have a play around and decide. I mean, isn't that weird? That's looking too wide now. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe that's fine. Right, so then we had this one, didn't we? Which we thought have on this side. Okay, yeah, like that. And oh, and we said about a top flap, didn't we? What have I done with that? Ah, here it is. Right, okay. So we're going to have the top flap and we're going to have that flap. I'm trying to leave the bottom accessible because I probably want to have some lace or maybe sari silk or something at the bottom. This middle section, however, I might not have lace or anything down the bottom because I've got it on these sides. So in which case we could have maybe a bottom flap or bottom fold unfolding from there. So that's just oh no, I was going to say I'm out of card, but no. Right, okay. Yep, okay, so that, again, we need to be mindful because we're going to have lace here, aren't we? So I'm going to just take this down here, like that. Oh, no, on this side. Okay. Right, so, yeah. And then that could be quite high, to be honest. So we'll have it like that. Fold that up. Okay, right, let's fold that over. Oh my goodness, look at what a terrible job I am making of the folding today. It's not good, is it? No. Oh my gosh, look at it there. That's really bad. Right, okay, so just miter those edges. Like that. Okay, right, so this one then can glue potentially onto this pocket. Like that. So, right, we'll just have a think about that. So on this side, I want to obviously cover these flaps now. So we'll just stick with the pink paper because obviously that's what we've been using so far. So I'll just put some of this here. Okie dokie. Oh dear. And then just, yeah, fold that over. So just because it's small, you know, you can still have tons of decorative details, can't you? And tons of, oh my goodness, look at that folding, tearing. Yeah, just because it's small, you know, it doesn't have to be dull or boring. You know, we've got a lot of interactive details, haven't we, on here, which is going to look awesome once it's all finished. So, okay. Right. Like that, yep. Loving the look of that. Absolutely loving it. Right, okay, so, yep, glue that down. This was so cool because I feel like it's flying together and coming together really quickly. Obviously, because the base was already made for me and, you know, I'd made some of these pockets and things already. So, yeah, whilst I do feel like, oh my goodness, this is flying through. Partly it's because it was obviously semi-done in the first place. But, yeah, that makes it quite fun when you return to sort of projects and then they're half done already. Right, okay, so I've got this piece here. I'm just going to cut that down here on the side. Oh, not a good job of cutting again. Oh my goodness. Right, so like that. And then here, just take that in on the edge. Yeah, okay. Right, like that. Oh gosh, look at my awful cutting. It's because this had a tear in the side, so it's actually pretty tricky to get to. Oh my goodness, something tells me I'm not going to make a good job of this. It's going to look very crooked. Oh well, we'll see how it looks. No, it's not as bad as I thought. It's okay, yeah. So yeah, we'll pop this one down here. I'm just going to just trim this off actually. Like that. Okay, did we ink that? No. No, I was trying to think where that's going. That's the pocket for this side. Okay. Right, so that one. Okie dokie, sorry, just fidgeting on my stool. Okay. Like that. Just obviously spread that glue out a bit. Right, and then this one I have glued all over, so I'm just going to ink this up again before gluing it all down. Oops. Like that. Oh, draw that round, quickly ink this bit. Oops. Okay. So, yep, that's there. And then this one. Right. So for these flaps, I might just have like writing spaces on the backs. I don't know yet. So we'll see kind of like how it looks when it's all assembled. Okay, right. Let's pop this at the top. Okie, like that. Press that down. Oops. Like that. Okay, looking good. And then here, we're going to have this one here. Yeah. And then we could always put another pocket on top of here if we want to. At the bottom, you know, or not. We'll see how it looks. I feel like I've not got much glue run along there. Might have just been the way the light was catching that, but it looked like it was a bit sparse on the glue front. Okay, right. So yeah, we've got all of our pockets and all of our flaps now glued in. Oh my goodness, I am loving how this looks. Now, when I lifted that up at first, I thought, oh dear, this does not look good because it's like a little step, which, oh, I don't like the look of that. But when you pull this flap down, actually, that balances this all out and, yeah, eradicates that whole step thing going on. So, yeah, I'm quite happy then. I wonder if that would tuck into there. Oh, not right now because it's still gluing down. I don't know whether it will anyway. It might be too wide. Depends how far that glue spreads out as it's gluing down. Right, okay, so I need to decide obviously whether we want to have this here or not. But I've got some other bits here then from my Fussy Cuts and Things set 3 that we can obviously place around maybe on top of some of these pieces as like extra little pockets and tucks. So I'm just going to have a quick sip of water. Hold on. Right, I've dug out a whole bunch more stuff as well now. I just can't help myself. So, yep, I've dug out loads of bits now. So, right, we've got those, we've got this here. So, I've put this tentatively on here. I think that looks quite cute. So, that's one of those pieces from the, you know, the Fussy Cuts set 3. So, I'm just mopping that glue up from my desk. Okay. So, yeah, that's quite cute there. And then I've also got loads of other bits here. So I've brought along some of the cakes toppers because I thought, well, actually, because we've got the cakes papers, maybe we might like to have some cakes toppers on here. I've brought along some roses and things. I don't know whether we'd like those or not, but I thought, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's bring along everything. So, yeah, the more stuff, the better, to be honest. And I also had some of my little ephemera pieces printed in the craft coloured card, which I thought, well, actually, they might, you know, they may go quite well because we've got the craft coloured card obviously coming out from behind these, you know, pieces here. So thought, well, we'll see what they look like. I mean, it's weird because now I've put this blue on here and now I'm thinking, actually, there isn't any blue on here. So I'm not quite sure why I've thought that would be the colour to put. Yeah, I'm not sure why I did that. I mean, it looks nice. I quite like it, but why did I choose to do that? I'm not sure. Let's try it with some pink instead. Oh, maybe we should, yeah, maybe we should not introduce the blue. I think maybe that's a little bit too much other stuff. I mean, this has got a little bit of blue around the edge, but not too bad. you know, not too obvious, I think. So let's just try it like that. Could have something like that. I think it's quite pretty. Just see. Could maybe have one of these here. See what else we've got. Oh, got a label there from my perfume topper type pieces, which I thought might just go quite nice. I haven't glued this down yet. I've forgotten about that actually. Right, maybe we should stick with the craft colour, because I feel like otherwise maybe I'm going a bit too crazy with my, oh, let's put in every single colour that I can possibly find. And then of course it can be like a bit too much, can't it? Oh yeah, maybe more like that. I didn't mind it with this, but I thought it was a little bit big, and plus again it has got the blue on the edge, which of course I did just say, oh, let's not introduce blue. I thought it was okay because it was only a very small bit of blue, but yeah, maybe blue is blue after all, isn't it? So yeah, maybe we'll kind of do it like that. I have got these other roses, which, I mean, we could have some big roses like just somewhere. Oops. Oh, that's a little bit too monstrous, isn't it, on there? I don't know. Yeah, maybe they're too bright. Maybe, that's better, isn't it? Yep. Let me just see, because I've only got one of these ones. So if I've only got one, whereas I have got more than one of these, so I'd rather have the one I've only got one of in the centre, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think probably better like that. I've got another cake here, which we could maybe have somewhere. Again, it's in a blue frame, which I haven't really thought of that. Oh, I've got another couple which are also in blue frames. Oh, I didn't do all that brilliantly, did I? Picking out my stuff. I've got this one, but this one's in a sort of dark browny frame. No, that's not really got any place there. Right, okay, so I'm just going to kind of like go with what we've got here for the moment. I can always, you know, have another rummage through and find some more frames in a minute. So, right, let's ink these bits up. So I'll just quickly ink this up. So this is another piece from that 6-page Fussy Cuts. Just quickly ink the flower. Love it with the cake topper, I must say. That's very pretty, isn't it? And then I have got some butterflies and things, so could maybe have a butterfly or something. And then I've got some lace here, which we might want to just have somewhere, either down the edge or maybe at the top. Now, I did wonder about having some of that green sari silk, which I love using. Looking now, I'm like, oh, I'm not sure that's going to be quite right. Oh, hang on, it's all caught up under my desk. Okay. Oh, I think we can get away with using it. What do we think now? Oh, I do love this colour sari silk, I must say. It's so pretty, isn't it? Okay. So, yeah, let's just... Sorry, just getting rid of the threads there. So yeah, we could have it on like there, like that. Now I also actually had this page from the Vintage Desk Set 1, and I thought, let's just see if we want any more like photograph type pieces. I'm now thinking maybe I should have the cake in the middle. Because if I'm going to have the photographs, and I'm going to have like more than one photograph, if you see what I mean, but maybe we would only have one cake, as I don't seem to have any more in more than neutral colour frames, then perhaps yeah, perhaps we should have it like this. Oh, no. Maybe more like that. So we're just like literally switching around the pieces to fit. I wonder if I could have that, because I quite liked the green over there. Let me just ink this up. Oh, it looks so lovely outside, honestly. I haven't even stepped foot outside other than when I went to the gym, so it's probably lovely out there. Okay, so yeah, we could have it like that. Now just wondering, oh, maybe could have some sari silk here, because I said I wasn't going to have like anything at the bottom of this page, but I might have some at the bottom of the other pages. So let's just check this out. Put that on top of the green, like that, and like that. I don't know now, because I did like this cake on top of that green. Oh, what about like that? Sometimes it's just a case of like layering up, which, you know, makes such a difference. Having all those tons of layers, it just, you know, completely changes the whole look of everything, doesn't it? So yeah, I really like that. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue this down like a belly band. So we just let's glue top and bottom of this. 1, 2, like that. Put that down there. Okay, smoosh out the glue. Down at the bottom. Right, okay, so liking that one. And then I'm going to put on top of there this one. So exactly the same, like a belly band, top and bottom. Like that. Okay, so straight away, by adding those as belly bands, we've kind of added another 2 pockets, if you see what I mean. We've got another 2 places to put journal cards or, you know, bits of paper or whatever. So, you know, we're straight away making this much more substantial than the little piece it was. I mean, if you think how it looked, you know, when we first started, this looks, you know, pretty full on now, doesn't it? So, yeah, I'm quite liking it. Now, let me just see. Do with a slightly narrower bit of sari silk. Oops. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I love how that looks. Right, so I'm going to glue this down. Do we want to have any lace coming out behind it? We could do, couldn't we? Is that my piece that I'd cut to size? It is. What did I do with the rest of it, I wonder? No idea. Can't see it anywhere. No, no idea what's happened to that, but just, oh my goodness, how gorgeous does this look? So yeah, let's just take a little bit of this. Just cut this down a bit. Okay, love, love, love that. Right, okay. So yeah, just a little bit of that lace coming out. I'm going to just hot glue this down because it's going down over that lace, so I don't want to have to be like pressing it. Oh my goodness, no, look what I've done. The glue just came seeping out a bit too quick and it's gone straight off the edge of there. Right, pop that down like that. Love that. That's gorgeous. Right, okay, So then we're going to have a little bit of sari silk running down the bottom. I have to be honest, that's still a bit too wide, so just going to cut this down a bit. Sometimes the sari silk can be a bit wide when you get it, so I just like to tear it in half and then use it like that. Right, now I need to be careful that I don't ruffle it onto the underneath pages, so just be careful. Okay. Oops. Oh my goodness, how lovely is this looking already? Just the addition of that sari silk, it's so lovely, isn't it? I love that colour green. It's yummy, absolutely yummy. Right, might have a rosebud, I'm not sure. Oh, I think it does look pretty, so yeah, just pop that on again. Just doing it with the hot glue because it's going over multiple layers of paper, so you know, because I'm doing a video, I don't want to have to keep on pressing it. I just want to make sure it's just stuck down. Right, now got a couple of butterflies here. Oh no, not quite the right colour. Right, okay, so that's that one. I still haven't glued this down, so yeah, let's just, okay, right, so going to put this one down. We just want to cover this with a little bit of paper first. Yeah, just take that. Oh my goodness, like that. Again, just sticking with that theme of using the patisserie papers, because obviously, you know, I've used them a lot in here now, so I don't want to suddenly start introducing other things because it might then look a little bit clashy. So just go with that. Okie dokie. Like that. Oops, and again, just smoosh that glue down. Okay, loving how this looks. Right, okay, and then just going to quickly ink this up. Okay, and then I'm just going to glue this onto here. Like that. Okie dokie. And then what I might do is have a little bit of lace kind of coming out the bottom here underneath this, or maybe even over. Oh no, can't have it over it, sorry, yeah, because I've obviously got my flap. Oh yeah, right, okay, so I'm going to just pop this down here, and then what have I done with my other bits of lace? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where that's gone. Oh well, I'll just bring in a bit more of that. Okay, and then just take that down. So this one, that other lace that I just used, that was coffee dyed. This one is not coffee dyed, so I'm just going to ink it up a bit so it's got some colour going on. Okay. I'm just thinking, can we have this like just poking out here like that? Yeah, just so it's, you know, got a bit more interest really. So I'm just going to, did I ink this? Did I ink that one? I think I did, but it didn't look very inked. Oh well, right, okay, pop this lace down. Okie dokie. Like that. Okay, right, then want to pop the pocket down. 1, 2, 3, like that. Pop it on there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do what we did when we did the, you know, pocket that it's gluing onto, where we just try folding it and make sure that I haven't gone over, yeah, just make sure that I haven't gone over those folded edges. No, so it's fine. Right, just need to press this down for a few minutes because obviously I've glued this with wet glue. So just keep hold of that for a minute. Right, okay. So, yeah, that's going to be like that, here. I do really like this on here, I think. So, yep. Just glue that one down like this. Honestly, I love this craft card. Love being able to speak properly when I can. Love this craft coloured card, honestly. It's so nice. And I mean, I've just printed this set of ephemera pieces onto some craft card, and it just really makes such a sort of different look, doesn't it? So, and when we've got, you know, like touches of the craft coloured card coming out anyway, I think it just looks really good. Right, okay. I'm going to have it like that, like that, like that. And then I'm thinking, you know, like we had this green. I wouldn't mind having something behind there again, but obviously I don't want to have something that doesn't go with what's on here already. So, oh, I do have this actually. Could have her on that. Oh, yeah, that's perfect, isn't it? Okay, right. This was just in the bundle, like, you know, in with the folio under my desk. So I'd obviously been meaning to use this as some sort of pocket or something in the first place, but it's just great with her, isn't it? Right, let's just ink her up just a bit. I mean, it's quite dark anyway, so not really kind of necessary, but oops. Right, love that. Yeah, we're going to have this little pocket here, which I love. Yeah, down the bottom. We were going to have some sari silk running along the side of her, weren't we? Yeah, so actually her, I can put this one down as a pocket. Like that. And then I'm going to put her on as a belly band. So this one as a pocket. And the only reason I'm doing that is because we're going to have the sari silk running down the edge. So to be honest, there's no point it being a belly band because I will then, you know, clamp it closed with the sari silk. So put her on like that. Okay, looking good, looking good. Right, and then the sari silk. Now what happened to the one that I just tore down in half? Oh, would you believe it? I now can't see that anywhere. I've got it all in my lap, and the piece that I just tore in half is not, you know, I can't decipher which piece is that. Well, that's very annoying, isn't it? Oh my gosh. It's all tied up and, yeah, bound up together. Right, let's just take this down. Oh, this doesn't look very wide anyway, so that's good. We don't have to take that down. Right, so I'm just going to glue this down here on this side. Oops. Try and open it out before I try and glue it down because it would just be a bit easier to handle. Okay, run that down, straight down the edge. Okay. Like that. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? Love, love, love how that looks. Well, it's coming together really quickly now, isn't it? So yeah, really liking it. So then, you know, once we've done a few things like this, it's just a case of obviously finishing touches. I still need to do the cover. Still need to, you know, fill it with some bits and pieces. But yeah, I mean, it's coming together pretty quickly, isn't it? So, and I love how it looks so far. Right, I'll just ink up this little bit here. Maybe we could have this dangling from somewhere. Oh, maybe just there. It's pretty. Actually, I'm just going to do this with the hot glue again, just because it's going across a few different layers of paper. Okay, love this. It's very pretty. Right, this one here I'm going to put on here. So again, it's just like another pocket. So, I mean, obviously I'm not going to get this finished in this video, but the good thing is it's reawakened my enthusiasm for this one. And yeah, I'm going to obviously then quickly finish it off, or, you know, hopefully quickly finish it off after the video. So it will be another thing that is done. So sometimes you just need to pick things back up, don't you, and actually get started on them again. You know, if you leave them, they kind of just sit there and... I don't know about you guys, but you know, don't end up really getting done. So just needed to spur myself on with things. Right, I'm going to put this one up here, and again going to do it like a belly band, like that. I like to do the belly bands when you know, they're like open like this, and then you've got either side to put your bits in. You know, it makes it nice and easy for sliding things into the pockets. Yeah, okay, loving that. Now, just might have a bit of sari silk. Oh my goodness, what is going on with me? As soon as I then touch the sari silk, I then can't find the last bit I used. So I might have a little bit here along the bottom of this page. Ah, right, we've not put anything here, so we might want to have something on here. Okay, I've got this. Yeah, so perhaps we'll have another pocket here. I do have this one. I mean, we could even have it in the background like that. Maybe on there. Right, so yeah, I'm going to glue this one down here. Like that. Okay. Right, and then just quickly a bit of sari silk along the bottom here. Yeah, love that. Okay. Like that. Stick that out there. Okay. Close these. That one. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. And then I can always put a few roses around and things, and that sort of, you know, pinks up like these ones. So maybe in there. Oops. Like that. Oops. Like that. Oh, this is looking absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? And then I've got bits of lace that we could always have just, you know, hanging around somewhere. So, yeah, we could just have some. Or maybe we'll have a bit here. Just thinking, do I want to trim this down a little bit shorter? Okay. Yeah, and then just have that sort of hanging from there, I think. Because we've got that lace there now, so it's, you know, kind of tying in like a bit of continuity there. Oh my goodness, isn't this looking lovely now? Right, we could have a butterfly somewhere. Again, just ink that up a bit. Maybe a label. Getting right into the swing of this now. So, oh, maybe even the label on the middle. What do we think? Or do we think that's a bit much? Maybe the label on him. Oh yeah, quite like that. Okay. Again, I'm doing this with the hot glue because it's going over the lace. So I'm just going to sort of get it stuck down nice and quickly. Okay. Then, yeah. Maybe I'll have the butterfly on this side. And then I think we want to have a bit of sari silk here as well. Or we could have, oh, got this lace. I mean, it's different lace, but it is still coffee dyed. Holding that upside down. Yeah, I am. Let's just take a little bit of this. Oh my goodness, how lovely does that look? So, you know, I mean, really kind of tiny touches, aren't they? But add really quite a lot to the overall effect, don't they? I'm just picking up things that are laying about, to be honest. I'm not, you know, paying much attention to what I'm picking up, but just grabbing things that are laying around, really. Could have that maybe in the middle of there. Could have a little bit of lace coming out beneath that. Oh no, I can't see which is the right way and the wrong way. There we go. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Right, so I'm going to glue the lace down first on this piece. Okay. Press that down and then, yeah, just ink this up. I mean, the ink will really hardly show, but just a little bit. And then just glue this down with the hot glue again because it's going over the lace. So, you know, just want it instant gluing like that. Okay. Yeah, I think we will go with sari silk on here. So let me just finish tearing that down. Okay, so yeah, a bit of sari silk here. So just move that out of the way. Okie dokie. Right, let me just pop a little bit more glue down. Right, okay, trim that down. What do we think so far? It looks really pretty, doesn't it? What a feast for the eyes. I love the colours on this. It really does look yummy, doesn't it? So, yeah, I've made a good start to this. You know, when I say start, obviously it had been started already, but I hadn't got much done with it. So I've made a good start, I think. So I can now just get on and finish the whole thing. I might not have that flower now. Get on and finish the whole thing. And then it will be another piece gone from my desk, which feels amazing. And yeah, really, really good. So share below. Are you finishing some of your projects? Do you feel inspired to get some of your projects out? How are you getting on? Are they, you know, are they coming along? Have you finished many off? Let us know below, because hopefully you're feeling really spurred on as well. And yeah, finishing off tons and tons of things as well. Can't decide whether to have that flower there or not. I might not, to be honest. Normally it's always more is more, but in that case I thought actually maybe less is more. We'll just have the butterfly there. Yeah, so that's probably it for today, but we've done a lot. Just need to obviously add a few more finishing touches, you know, finish some of these pockets off on here, for example. I could do with maybe having some extra bits and pieces. And then obviously I need to do the cover of it. I need to stuff it as well. So, you know, I mean, I have actually got surprisingly quite a bit left to do now I'm actually talking about it. I think, oh, not really achieved very much at all. But yeah, I think we've made a good start at resurrecting this as a project anyway. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know how you're getting on. Have you resurrected some of your projects, and how are they going? Are you kind of making headway with them as well? And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate a big thumbs up to this video, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate that as well, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then. Bye.